Happy morning, children. How are you all? I hope everyone is fine. Am I correct, children? Yes. Okay. Today we are going to learn a new topic, the 7 seeds. The concept of this lesson is honest is the best policy. Honest is the best policy. It is a very interesting story. Children, listen carefully. Do you like story, no? Yes, you like story. Okay, children, come. Let us get into our topic. The 7 seeds. Long ago, there was a kingdom at the foothills of Untitled. Children, do you know where is Untitled? Untitled is in Pollachi district. The kingdom flourished in trade and arts under the rule of their king's rule. The king was respected by all. It has been 30 years under his rule now. One day, the aged king woke up and worried. He was getting very old and he had no heir to take his place. So, the king decided to adopt and raise a child as their heir. But he knew that the adopted child must be honest. To find the child, he held a competition in his kingdom that was open to all. The competition had many levels and spanned for nearly 6 months. How many months? 6 months. At the end of it, 5 boys and 5 girls made it to the very last round. There seemed little to separate them. Each one of them was intelligent, strong, and capable. I told you, the 5 boys and 5 girls. Each one of them was intelligent, strong, and capable. The king said, I have one last test for you. The one who passes this test will be the winner. As you all know, the winner will be the heir to my throne. He continued, our kingdom depends on agriculture. Who said? The king said. What did the king say? Our kingdom depends on agriculture. So, the new leader must know how to grow plants. Here are 7 seeds of wheat for you. Take them home. Plant and nurture them for 6 weeks. At the end of the 6th week, we shall see who has done the best job of nurturing them. that person will be the heir to the throne. Likewise, the king announced. The children took their seats and hurried home. I told you, 10 boys, 10 children, 5 boys and 5 girls, totally 10. They took their seats and hurried home. They all got a pot, prepared some soil and sowed their seeds. The entire kingdom was excited. The entire kingdom was excited. They were all anxious to see who the next king would be. Anxious means eager, very eagerly. They were all anxious to see who the next king would be. One of the finalists was Annie. Among the 10, the one girl name is Annie. The days stretched into weeks, but the seeds failed to sprout. Annie did not know what had gone wrong. Annie and her parents were heartbroken because the seeds did not sprout. So, Annie and her parents were heartbroken. She had selected the soil with care, put the right manner, and very dutifully she watered it. She had even prayed over it day and night, and yet her seeds had not grown at all. Whose seeds? Annie's seeds. So Annie and her parents were worried. Some of her friends advised her to go and buy new seeds from the market and plant. After all, they said, how can anyone tell if they were the same seeds? Annie's parents had always taught her the value of honesty. They reminded her that if the king wanted them to plant just any wheat, he would have asked them to get their seed. If you use anything different from what the king gave, that would be dishonest. Maybe you are not destined for the throne. If so, maybe you are not destined for the throne. If so, let it be. But it would be wrong to cheat the king. They told her. Who? Annie's parents. So Annie agreed. It had been 6 weeks now. The much awaited day had come. That means the expected day had come. The children returned to the palace, each of them proudly carrying a part of healthy seedlings. It was obvious that the other 9 had great success with their seeds, except Annie, the other 9 had got success with their seeds. The king arrived. He was beaming, looking at the children and their pot of healthy seedlings. He began walking along the line of pots the children had kept. Who? The king. The king began walking along the line of pots the children had kept. He asked each of them. The king asked each of them, "Is this what grew from the seeds I gave you?" And each of them responded, "Yes, your majesty." What did they respond? "Yes, your majesty." And the king would nod and move down the line. The king finally got to the last one. That means, who's that? Annie's. The girl was shaking. She feared that the king might have thrown her into the prison for wasting his precious seeds. That means Annie thought that she would be in the jail because she thought that she had wasted the precious seeds of king. "What did you do with the seeds I gave you?" the king asked her. What did the king ask her? "What did you do with the seeds I gave you?" Annie replied, "Your majesty, I planted them and cared for them every day. I am sorry, but they failed to sprout." Annie said, "Your majesty, I planted them and cared for them every day. I am sorry, but they failed to sprout." Annie said, but the king raised his hands and signaled for silence because the crowd gathered. No, they started to laugh at her. So the king raised his hands and signaled for silence. Then he said, the king raised his hands and signaled for silence. Then he said, "Dear people, behold your king, the next leader of our kingdom." The people were confused. Why that girl? How can she be the right choice? The crowd asked like that. The king took his place on his throne with Annie by his side and said, "I gave each of them 7 seeds. This test was not for growing wheat. It was a test of character, a test of honesty. If a leader must have one quality, it must be that he or she should be honest. People should be able to trust the leader." Only this girl passed the test. I gave boiled seeds, and boiled seeds cannot grow. So children, moral of the story is, honesty is the best policy. always, whenever, wherever you go. Please cultivate the habit of honesty. Surely it will raise you, it will help you to come up in your life. Okay, children, now let us learn glossary. Now let us learn glossary. First one, kingdom. What is the meaning of kingdom? A region ruled by a king. K-I-N-G, king, D-O-M, kingdom. A region ruled by a king. R-E-R-G-I-O-N, region, ruled. R-U-L-E-D, ruled. B-Y, by a, K-I-N-G, king. Kingdom means a region ruled by a king. Next, flourished, developed in a healthy way. Revered, respected. Revered means respected. Aging, getting old. Adopt, legally take and bring up. Leader, head. Nurture, care or protect and grow. Anxious, eager. Destiny, fate. Behold, see. Now let us learn, choose the correct option. The first one, the kingdom was situated in the foothills of dash. Kollimalai, Surilimalai, Aanaimalai. What is the correct answer? Aanaimalai. Second one, the king looked for a dash. A minister, B. leader, great soldier. The king looked for a leader. Which one is the correct answer? B is the correct answer. Third one, the king gave dash seeds. 5, 6, 7. How many seeds did the king give? 7. So C is the correct answer. Fourth one, in real, the test is for dash. Testing honesty, growing wheat, growing paddy. In real, what purpose the king conducted the test? Testing one's honesty, isn't it? Oh, so A is the correct answer. Testing honesty is the correct answer. In real, the test is for testing honesty. Okay. B exercise. Read the statement and write true or false. First one, the king shouted at Annie. That means Annie did not grow seeds, no. Weeds, no. So the statement says, the king shouted at Annie. Did the king shout at him, at her? No. So that statement is wrong. So that is false. The king shouted at Annie is false. Second one, Annie grew the seeds well. Annie grew the seed well. Did she grow? No. So the statement is wrong. That also false. Annie grew the seeds well is false. Third one, Annie valued honesty. Annie valued honesty. Yes, Annie valued the honesty. So that is true. King shouted at Annie, false. Annie grew seed well, false. Annie valued honesty, true.